Good morning. Today we're working on a 2017 Harley Davidson Road King. This is a Milwaukee 8, the 107 engine. We're going to be doing a battery and spark plugs. With this particular bike, the Milwaukee 8, there's 4 spark plugs. So we're going to go through removing the gas tank and installing the plugs and a battery under the seat. So with that, I'm going to get started by removing the left side bag and the side cover. So let's get on the other side of the bike. And I am installing the Lightning Start battery, which is 600 cold crank amps. It's a monster. I love them. I've been using them for years. All right, we're going to move the side bag and the side cover before we take the seat off. All right, lift it up carefully and I'm going to put it on a blanket. Let's remove the seat. This is a beautiful bike. I love the color. All right, that easy. Now we put this aside. I'll show you. This is the first part that you remove and install. Remove it from the back, and you'll see there's little nubs. That rubber, that's just the way to install it. You'll have no problems. Put it aside. What I'd like to do now, I'm going to remove the cover. This is a T40. We got to unloosen the brackets that's holding the top of the battery tray in. Take your time. Okay, let's move some of this wiring out of the way. Let's move this. That just clips in there, basically simple. Like that. With a pair of pliers, I'm going to remove this. You can see it's just nothing really. Just get it under there. Okay. And that's to the side, that's to the side. Let's see if we can work without touching that one. And that goes like that. Now we got the battery. Beautiful. Let's remove the ground first. That way you'll have no problems. All right, now for the positive. It will be heavy. 2 hands. There we go. I like to match up both batteries before I install it. You never know. This is the one. It's called Lightning Start. These are great batteries. 600 crank amps. This one here is 385. With that, we're going to install it in the bike. Here it is. Be very careful. Make sure everything's clear. There she is. Here's the pull. If you ever got to remove it. All right, hard part's over. Okay, I got the hardware. Battery's in there. Anybody could do this. You just got to take your time. The first we'll hook up is the positive. Now, going with positive first, you can have no chance of this hitting the frame, which is grounded out, if you would do negative first. So it's always remove negative first, install positive first. Now here's the negative. Swing this aside. It's relatively easy. You'll see the way this clips in that. This is in place now. Just tighten these down. All it is staying organized and be patient. And of course, have towels to put all the parts on. The last thing you want to do is scratch your motorcycle. Hand start. And be conscious how it's not that tight. Okay. This plugs in here. I'm just going to plug it in now to make sure it works. If you take a look, there's clips right here, and everything is perfect. And this goes right here. Okay. What I want to do right now is let's give it a test start. All right, ignition on. Bike's in neutral. All right, turn that off. I would like it to start faster. We're going to do the plugs now. Air filter, oil, and everything, and we'll see what we got. All right, with that, I'm going to disconnect the plugs to our tank and our fuel pump. All right, now we got to remove the tank. There's 4 fasteners. First thing we should do is, here's our check valve. Push up, and there it is. All right, now we got the T40 right here and here. Be conscious, wasn't that tight, so don't get... And this is what it takes to do spark plugs on these Milwaukee 8s. There's 4 plugs. Anybody could do it. Just take your time. That's 1. There's only 4. 2 in the back, 2 in the front, and this tank should come right out. 2. Place them right on the floor. Now we're going to move to the front. All right, right in the front of the tank, you'll see this is covering the hardware. Peel it off, put it on the ground. Okay, I'm going to start with the ratchet. All right, here's the right side. It's the same setup. T40, there's rubber grommet, covers your hardware. I like to do it with the ratchet just to get the feel. All right, with a blanket set up, let's remove the tank. Clear, clear. Let's just tilt it up, slide it back. We got one other connection right here. I'm kind of surprised. Probably a fuel gauge. And everything else is basically straightforward. This is a 17. So the 17s, the fuel gauge was in the front. Now we got your spark plugs. These are the inboards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do the right side first. Basically simple, guys. All right, I got this set of pliers. And let's put a rag right there. I don't want to scratch now. This is a good time to clean up. Get this in there. You want to grab the boot, not the wire. All right, that's 1. Now let's get the front one. All right, with the rag, I'm gonna just put it like that. Push this boot up. All right, I got it in there. Nice and easy. There it goes. They're pretty tough in there, which they should be. I never see any light. Now we got it. This one's beautiful. This one I want to double check. Let's clean up. I don't want no dust to go into the cylinder when I remove the plug. So with some compressed air, I'm going to hit it. There's dirt back there. With my 5/8 plug. Carefully put it in there. There we go. Nice and square. I have this little piece of line and it'll hold the plug in place. So now that's loose. And this is how I will install it too. All right, yes. That plug look awful. It calls for between, the gap calls for between 31 and 35. Let's see what it's gapped at. It's 33. I'm gonna keep it. Make sure they're all the same. Now, I put this like that. It's just anti-seize because you want no problems. Just a little dab. I'll show you. All right, that's all I put on. Now feed it in there. So now the next time you do these plugs, probably 10,000 miles from now, maybe more. These are good plugs. These are those Screaming Eagle plugs, okay? That's all the way in. Like I said, set yourself up beforehand. We'll check torque values later. This is the one that had all that dirt in there. Let's see what these look like. Take notice, they're not wrenched in there. And this is the first tune-up the Spike has received. It sat in the garage. It only has 6,000 miles on it. And I was kind of surprised the way that plug looked, so let's take a look at this one. See, it don't come out with that. That's why I like this little rubber thing. They look atrocious. All right, a little anti-seize, not much. Take a look in there. There we go. So next time when this is done, everything should come out a little easier. The book calls for 89 to 110 inch-pounds of torque. Just take notice how it was, and you will have no problem. Okay. You'll hear a click. There it was. All right, this was the plug that was a little difficult. I'm just going to spray a dab of this oil. I don't want to stress nothing out. And give it a second or two. Try to twist it. Get a plug. Push it in there nice and slow. Okay. That oil will help that out a little bit. Now you should hear a click. There it is. All right, that's the inboard side. Let's move to the easy side. All right, we're on the left side. These are the easier ones. Let me give it a little compressed air. Now, that's one. All right, let's remove the plug. Same thing. Guys, let's just see how these look. Same garbage. All right, these are Screaming Eagle plugs. Check the gap. .33. All right, we got a little dab of anti-seize on it. Get one of the other plugs. It looks like this could be moved in a little more. There we go. I mean, you want to see it. You see how that is? Has the same space on this one that I haven't removed. So I just use that as a reference. You'll hear it click. There we go. Beautiful. Now let's go to the front one. All right. Let's give this a little twist. This wire here is for your fuel gauge. Usually on the 1819s, I notice they're back here. I don't want nothing to drop in there. See what this one looks like. Yeah, I don't like these plugs, that's for sure. All right, let's check the gap. They're all about the same. Little anti-seize. It really is not that bad removing the tank and doing these plugs. It's not the greatest, but this is what you got, and it's a great motor. Alrighty. Alright. Make sure you hear that click. Oh, you'll feel it. All right, with that we did the 4 plugs. Now I'm gonna put the tank on. All right, let's get this hand started. You can see it's a little. Beautiful. Take your time. I'm just going to snug it and go to the other side in case I got to jiggle that or move it. All right, we're on the right side of the bike. Everything's seen. Oh yeah, appears to have lined up. Maybe a little. Hand start these things. You don't want to strip nothing. Patience. And you will have a positive results doing this yourself. I couldn't see paying Harley. Now this one, everything lined up. Remember how they were? Not too bad. Now I'm going to go around and tighten the rest. Okay, just be careful. I like to put the extension on here so I'm away from the tank. Okay, be careful. Be conscious when you take it apart, how everything felt. Here's that rubber piece. Make sure you get it on correctly. Beautiful. Now I'll go to the back. Now we know everything lined up because we got the fronts in place. get crazy. With that, I'm going to plug in the electronics. You'll hear it click. Here's the vent. Beautiful. Sometimes I'll take pictures so I see the way everything was. Let's put the cap on the front. Here's the rubber shield. You can see the way it is. You just slide it on there and make it happen. You can feel at the back of your fingers. It'll clip in. You'll feel. And there it is. Now for the check valve. Slide it in. Now you slide it up. Push it in. Make sure it turns. Check. And she's done. Now we're ready for startup. All right, now we're going to start her up and see what we got. We did the plugs. I cleaned the filter. We changed the battery and put tires on her. Let's see what it does. All right, ignition's on. Let's make sure she's in neutral. Neutral. And start. I love it. If you have any questions, please ask. And if you could, thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Ride safe and have a great day.